Good morning, trading world. It is March 31st, 2023, 7:56 a.m. on the East Coast, and this is my pre-market outlook and technical analysis for day trading the markets. Today is the official last day of the quarter. We have been in a low volume rally while professional money managers continue to dress up balance sheets and statements by buying pretty charts. All of that should come to an end today. I always look for where technicals, fundamentals, and quantitative reasoning meet on the charts. However, statement dressing is an irrational behavior that doesn't fit into any logic. I always find it comical that these things tend to happen when technically we're in a blind spot in technicals, usually time frame consolidation. The larger the time frame, the bigger the blind spot. Technical analysis may not give me the why, but it usually always gives me the when and where. Things seem eerie to me right now, so I would not be surprised if we got a midday drop today, or for that matter a pop above 410. Signals are pretty mixed, even though we have a bullish bias on the day and week in the SPY, but bullish bias on the day and bearish on the week in the futures. I see it as a chance that we could drop a long distance and still technically close bullish, so be careful. It could also play out with us opening with a decent sized gap down on Monday, because there is no need for professional money managers to dress up statements anymore after today. Those big changes that are coming is that after today, a lot of stocks that are being bought at highs with ugly PE ratios won't be bought anymore for a while come Monday. That brings me to the key levels of the day. And here we are with the key levels to watch for today. Starting on the resistance side, we have our jack resistance at the 404 to the 405 area, which is going to be really important today. And that is because we're right at the weekly market makers expected move. So this is a target of the week, a very important target. So reaction off of this level is going to be very important today. Whether we are able to break off of it to the top or off of it below. Our queen resistance level is going to be 406 to the 407 area. King resistance is going to be 408 to the 410 area. On the support side, we have our jack support at 403 to the 402 area. Queen support 401 to the 400 area, and king support 398 to the 397 area. The main thesis for today is bullish, closing above the 437 with a projected target high between 404 and 410. The alternate thesis is bearish, closing below 437 with a projected target lower between 403 and 398. The main channel we're in is from 397 up to 416. The main channel below is 397 down to 379. Now, yesterday market strength and better started strong and faded until midday, where it found the bottom and bounced into a range type chop formation. I expect strength to open strong today and fade and maybe a bounce later in the day as well. We have dissonance between the technical side, which is bearish, and the quant side, which is bullish. The futures have a bullish bias for the day with dissonance between the technical side, which is bearish, and the quant side, which is bullish. I need to remind you that the weekly outlook was for a bullish bias closing above the 395.75. The futures weekly outlook was for a smaller bearish bias closing below 410.5. As I said earlier in the pre-market, with the mixed signals, it opens the door that on the SPY we can fall a long way and still have a bullish close. So be careful or be on the lookout for that today. This brings us to our scenarios of the day. All right, here we are with the first scenario of today. It is going to be our trend day up, meaning we open gap up, start with a push back toward the previous close. We find support on or before the previous close, then begin the uptrend for the day. We usually find midday chop around either the possible queen or king resistance. And today, we need to be really aware of a trend day fail. Reversing strongly after hitting a target. And in fact, I think it is the more likely scenario with the trend day structure today. And what you'll see is going to be, instead of something like that, we're going to see this. And we could drop a pretty good ways. So that is the trend day fail, and I have two targets in mind. The first and most important target is going to be the 404 area on the SPY, 404.90 to be exact. And then the second target is going to be 406 on the SPY. So those two targets could trigger a really sharp reversal as it a failed trend day, as it hits its target and everybody's satisfied and begins to cover positions, and we drop from there. All right, our next scenario is our rounded reversal day type structure. We could get a continued push higher toward the jack or queen resistance area, find midday chop around the queen resistance area before going back down with the same energy or force we went up with the first part of the day. Also, be very aware that today we could, instead of a vice versa alert, we could experience a midday drop. And that midday drop would be something like this, where we experience a sharp reversal. Well, we would probably get a kind of warning here, and then that drop. likely with it we would get kind of a V-shape bottom on this drop, more than likely. So that is something to consider. Keep in the back of your mind that could happen today on the rounded reversal day type structure. Because like I said earlier, I just have this eerie feeling about today. So be on your P's and Q's. Alright, our last scenario is going to be our range day structure. We could begin the day at the upper end of an exhaustion consolidation pattern, trying to gather energy to continue, but fading back to support ultimately. So this is our least likely scenario. But again, I just have this eerie feeling that something is going to happen today that's bigger than accounted for, because the expected move isn't really saying anything today. Volatility, let me take a look at volatility real quick. Actually, volatility is kind of saying something big is going to happen today, because we have a 25% implied vol and it falls off to 14, back to 15 next week. So something big is going to happen. I guess that just without even me paying attention to the implied volatility, it just registered. I just have that feeling. I guess I'm in sync with volatility, I guess. But it does register that something big and out of the ordinary is possibly going to happen today. So be very, very, very careful on that note. I do see that both the VIX futures and the VIX is down. The VIX is down pretty decent. And actually, I was waiting on something like this for a splash down to get into the 18 so that I could put on some VIX call spreads for the next couple months. And I guess I will get a chance to do that today, seems like. So that's a good thing. On that note, like I always like to say, your most important job as a trader is to protect the capital that you already have. We do this by knowing and understanding the risk that we have on in positions, and we manage that risk in accordance to our account size. I hope this helps. Wishing you a positive trading day. Let's go out and make it a great one.